Alright, gang, I had a huge hiccup this morning. Had to stop 2.5 hours later. Finally came home and I said, to heck with it, I finished the game myself. It was 5-2 Detroit. They put three in the ninth. And won the game. So, without further ado, we are back at 1908. We have the St. Louis Browns versus the Cleveland Naps. The Cleveland Naps were named after Napoleon Lajoie, who was the manager of the team at the time. Let's introduce the starting lineups while we got them on here in the front. For the St. Louis Browns first, Danny Hoffman will be playing left field. Charlie Jones is at center. George Stone is at right. Jimmy Williams will be playing second base. Roy Hartzell is at short. Hobie Ferris is at third. Tom Jones is at first. Jim Stevens is the catcher. And the starting pitcher, surprisingly, is Barney Pelty. We'll get stats as we go along, guys. Don't worry about it, okay? Now, for Cleveland, Josh Clark is in left. Bill Bradley will be playing third base, batting second. George Stovall's at first. Napoleon Lajoie is at second base. Terry Turner is at shortstop. Nick Clark is our catcher today. Joe Birmingham's at center. Bill Hinchman's at right. And the pitcher is the great Addy Josh. We are at This is League Park, by the way, in Cleveland. And yes, those are looks like our parks or warehouses back in the back there. This is one of your bigger ballparks. This was just out of nowhere. And yes, there are grandstands back there, about 400-something yards away. Without further ado, guys, coming up to bat, Addy Josh was 24-11 for the Cleveland Naps in 1908. Had 130 strikeouts. As you can see, he didn't have a lot, but his ERA is 1.16. This is a man who gets people out. One of the better ones in the league. Danny Hoffman is our left fielder for the St. Louis Browns. He had 1 home run, 25 RBIs, managed to score 40 runs. Here is the pitch to Hoffman to start our game off. And it is a 4-9-2. Sounds like you got some wood on it. Hits a hard ground ball up the middle. Stopped by a nice turn to cut it off. Makes a spin. Throws the Stovall. Gets him out. We have one down. A great play by Turner to stop that from getting out into the outfield. And 6-3 on that, but you won't be able to see it, folks, again, because there was no TV or radio at this time. Coming up to pitch, to bat, will be Charlie Jones. Charlie Jones was no home runs, 17 RBIs during his season there. Had 14 stolen bases. By the way, base stealing was big back then in 1908, as a reminder. Addy Josh, by the way, in case you haven't noticed, he pitched 325 innings. Something that you won't hear about in 2018 in our girly manly baseball. Here is the pitch. And it is a 9-4-2. Josh has the sign. Here we go. Yeah, it's lined sharply towards left field. Just gets over the infield of the glove of Turner and into the outfield. Drops on in Clark. And Clark has a base in front of Clark. Clark grabs it up, fires it back in. And that's a clean hit for Jones here in the first inning for the St. Louis Browns. George Stone batted .281. One of the better home run hitters, if you want to call it that. 5 home runs, 31 RBIs. Addy Josh is ready. Jones is at first. Possible stolen base attempt coming here, folks. And it is a 7-6-9. Not going to make it. There's a stretch and a quick throw to first base, and Jones gets back in time. Won't try that one for a little while. Here is the pitch to Stone. A 7-6-3. And that gets out there to it, gets just past the glove of Napoleon Lajoie. Coming on in with it is heading on to center field. Birmingham gets it back in. We have runners at first and second here in the top first inning. We have a little bit of a threat going on. Coming up to bat will be Jimmy Williams, another peripheral home run hitter back in 1908 with 4 This scores 63 runs. Runners on first and second. Here is the pitch by Josh. And they're trying to see if Charlie Jones can get one out there. Josh fires second. He almost caught Jones heading the wrong way. Here's the pitch. It is a 1-1-4. Next pitch on the way. A weak ground ball towards Turner. He gloves it. Flips it to Stovall for the out. But going to third will be Jones. Going to second will be Stone. And we have runners at second, third, 2 down. Coming up to bat will be Roy Hartzell. Roy Hartzell batted 265 for the folks. 2 home runs, 32 RBIs for the St. Louis Browns. And here is the pitch. It is a 769. Here's the windup and delivers, and that is missed. And the St. Louis Browns have another base runner out there. The bases are loaded. On the walk. So we have a base load situation here, 2 down. And can they take advantage of this against Addy Josh? Hobie Ferris up to bat. Batted 270, had 74 RBIs, scored 54 runs himself, and he has a huge capability to bunt. 2 out. It is a 7-1-7. And he gets out there. It's a little flare up towards center field. Here comes Birmingham coming on in, and he slides in, makes the grab. 3 down. He saves the inning for the Cleveland Naps. On a sliding catch, fly ball out in center field, and the St. Louis Browns are held scoreless. Coming up to bat will be Barney Pelty. Barney Pelty batted. Had a 7-4 record. He was not one of the bigger pitchers for the Browns. Had an ERA though of 1.99. Don't know what happened to him. But a lot of times, a lot of these players, when I caught him here, were in their final seasons. Josh Clark's coming to bat for the Cleveland Naps, batting 242. Here at League Park. Here is the pitch. And it is a 9-7-3. Line drive base hit right into left field. Comes in on the hop and grabs it, throws it back in, and Clark will get first base on this one here on the base hit to start the inning off for the Cleveland Naps. Interesting game we got rolling here. It does happen on occasion. You could have blowouts. You could have pitcher's duels. In this league here, could be a lot of pitcher's duels. In case you're asking how I know, that's a rather high number. That's the number you get in the 2000s. That's the number you get to the pitchers. These are for the regular players. Bill Bradley's up to bat at 243 for the very Naps. Here is the pitch. And it is a 5-7-0. That's kicks and deals. Ground ball over to Hartzell. Taking it by him. No, it gets underneath his glove. Bradley's going to reach on the air. Clark will take second base. That is an E6. And we had the first error of the game here going on. Hartzell drops the ball. As you can tell, he has an error rating of 12. These are legit, guys. According to Retro Sheet and Baseball Reference. They're the ones who put a lot of these packages together for us. You get a chance, please thank them and please donate to them. They always can use the funds to help more towards research for baseball. George Stovall batted 292 for the Cleveland Naps. He had 2 home runs. Here is the pitch. And it is a 6-1-3. And the pitch is on the way. There's a shot towards center field. Jones there to yank it in real quick. And we finally have the first out of the game for the Cleveland Naps. Due up is Nap Lajoie, the manager and the second baseman for the Cleveland Naps. Batting 289 in 1908 as he was on his way elsewhere. 2 home runs, 74 RBIs. Here is the pitch. And it is a 9-3-3. Petty has a sign. He winds Cox, and that is swung on and ranked into left field for the hit coming into it. It will be cutting it off. Will be Hoffman, and they're going to bring Clark in. They hope. And here comes Clark. The ball's coming in. It's going to be deep enough. Clark keeps on going. He passes the green light, and he comes in to score. Bradley will take second base, and Cleveland takes a 1-0 lead on the base hit by Nap Lajoie. Due up is Terry Turner. Terry Turner batted .239 for the Naps. I can't remember. It's not the Indians yet. And here we go. Here is the pitch. It is a 6-4-0. And it's dropped a hit towards the left field side, right at Ferris on a line drive shot. He snares it out, heading down, trying to get down towards the line. That is 2 down. Runners at first and second here in the bottom of the first inning. Both teams have gotten players on this so far this game. Coming up is Nick Clark. 1 home run, 27 RBIs. That really is his name, Nick Clark. Here is the pitch. And it is an 8-6-3. And Pelty looks down, gets a pitch to the side, swung on this little flare in the center field. He's got to jump, but it's going to drop in for a signal on them. Green light's coming in. Here comes Bradley. Jones might have a play. No, he can't get it in time. Stevenson gets the tag down quick enough. Lajoie will take third. Clark will take second on the throw. And it is a 2-0 lead for the Cleveland Indians. Clark has a base hit, and it goes to second base on the throw to home. And we have a 2-0 lead here already in the first inning. Joe Birmingham is at the plate. He batted .213, 2 home runs. And 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning of games getting started quickly for the Naps. Here is the pitch. It is a 1-7-2. Petty kicks and deals. Slow roller. Hartzell picks it up. And then he just throws it away. Birmingham is safe at first. Lajoie scores. Clark will take third on the air, and it's 3-0 Cleveland. They're taking advantage of a poor fielder out there, Roy Hartzell. That is his second error of the game. We may see a few more of these unless they're line drives to him. He might be able to hold on to the ball. Pelty is in a bit of a jam. It's 3-0 Cleveland. It's 3-0 Cleveland over the St. Louis Browns. Here is the pitch. And it is a 6-1-3. And that Pelty delivers. A little comeback is on the mound. Taken by Pelty. And he throws to Jones to get him and end this inning. But Cleveland scores 3 runs on 3 hits. There were 2 Brown errors. At the end of 1, it is Cleveland 3, the St. Louis Browns nothing. And Beatles! I thought you'd like my photos. It took me a while to find them. Took me quite a while to find them. Glad you're back. I apologize. 3 hours later, I came back to the house. So after I had to shut down real quick, but I got me a snowblower and it's put together. So there we go. Anyway, we are here. I'm glad you came back. Thank you very much. Beats is appreciated. And let me fix this real quick. Hold on. Okay. Surprisingly, according to a retro sheet where Baseball Reference gets their box scores and everything, it was Pelty versus Josh. Pelty got the start for St. Louis for opening day. That happened a lot here in the game, and as I noticed, it did. There we go. It happened a lot. It really did in our history, in the history of our great game. As I stated in the earlier, in the earlier game, the Badgers didn't care. There was number 1 pitches, but not the way you want. Jimmy Mackler is who made the call for this one here. You would have thought Harry Howell or Ruwada would have gotten the call. They gave it to Barney Pelty, who actually he ended up throwing in 20 games, started 13 of them, so he ended up finishing a few. They had a few of those guys. Cleveland did do it right, though. They did it themselves. They had Addy Josh on the top. He fished with one heck of a record. Cleveland themselves was 90-64. Nap Lajoie, like I said, was the manager of the Cleveland Indians at the time. Addy Josh himself, like I said, he played through a lot of pain. He really did. 24-11 he finished up that season. Cleveland actually had 3 starting pitchers with ERAs under 2. They had a very, very good pitching squad. You can't go wrong there. Addy Josh is in the Hall of Fame. And he died at a very young age. He died at 31 on April 14th, 1911. This is April 14th, 1908, so he was pretty much done. And that's what's going on here. Here we go. We're in the top of the second inning here. Tom Jones is coming to bat. We're in St. Louis Browns. For anybody who just showed up, the St. Louis Browns put 7 runs across, could not score a run. Cleveland Indians, Naps put 8, and they scored 3 on 2 errors by a very poor shortstop. They found a weak link in the St. Louis Browns. Tom Jones batted 246. Here is the pitch. And it is a 9-0-1. Addy Josh is having a little bit of problems this morning. Today here at League Park. Jones got it on the money, pitching on 3-2 count. Line down the right field line, and it gets going down in front of Hinchman. He's able to scarf it up, puts it back in, and it's a base hit for Jones. 3rd hit for the St. Louis Browns. Coming up will be Jim Stevens, the catcher. Jim Stevens himself, and let me see if I can help this out a little bit. Let's see what I can do here. Beatles, can you see that? I wish I could get that picture bigger, but I can't. Jim Stevens actually was involved in 47 games. I noticed when I was putting this together, these teams didn't have just 2 catchers. They had 3 and 4 catchers on this club. A lot of their pitchers were pinch hitters and pinch runners down the road. Here we go. Here's the pitch to Stevens. Tom Jones is at first. Here's the pitch. And it is a 0-5-2 if it goes that way. No, it's going to go to the lead. Here we go for the steal. And he has a good solid lead. Jones goes. Throw from Clark. Gets high. He's in there. And he couldn't get it. Got up just a little too high. Jones will take second base on the stolen base. Stevens is at the plate. Here is the pitch. And it is a 9-9-7. That is hitting out towards right field. Swung on, it's absolutely hammered. That's going to get no chance for Hinchman. He'll have to play it up the wall. It hits that ridge that they have out there. Moves, pops all over the place, and that's going on as rounds away. Here comes the man for here comes for the run. Stevens comes on in. He slides in for the triple as he brings in Tom Jones, and it is 3-1. Stevens hits a 3-banger. Tom Jones gets the run, and it is a 3-1 game. Coming up to bat is Barney Pelty. Barney Pelty batted 119, so basically he's more of a singles hitter. Did manage to get a couple RBIs. May get one in today's game. The rate this is going, we may have, instead of having a barn burner, we may have a Donnybrook. Never know. Here is the pitch. It. We got a Donnybrook. It's 9-2-0. And he hits it out. Looks like it's heading out that way towards center field. That's swung on, and it's a drive up the middle. It gets over second base, just over the infield into center field. Birmingham comes on in. And also here comes Stevens in. It's now a 3-2 game, and St. Louis has gotten 3 straight hits here in the bottom of the second inning. Coming up to bat is Danny Hoffman. Danny Hoffman in the first inning, he grounded out to the shortstop, Terry Turner. That's how the game started out. As you can see, it's not going that way. Here is the pitch. And it is a 2-5-3. Time for the pitches. Hopefully they start bearing down. Josh glanced over, pitched to Hoffman, ground ball to second base, will wash up to a two-turner for the force, and over to first base for that double play. 2 down here on a great double play by LaJoie. 4-6-3, and we have two down here in the top of the second inning. Coming up is Charlie Jones. Charlie Jones, first time up, got a base hit, started St. Louis out there, and they just couldn't finish it. Here is the pitch. It is a 5-2-3. And there we go. Hit the ground towards third base. Bradley heads it, flips it over towards first base for the out on the long throw. Makes the play. We have 3 down. At the end of 1.5, though, the St. Louis Browns did put 2 runs up on 3 straight hits. There were no errors, and at the end of 1.5, it is Cleveland 3, St. Louis Browns 2 here at League Park today. Bring this back up over here. Thank you very much. Of which they said there was approximately, they have no idea what the standings was. There are certain things missing in the stats. But as things go along, and as the seasons go up, we'll get to them. And you guys know me, I have more than one season out here, especially in Digital Diamond. King Ichibu gave me a holler, says Digital Diamond's going to be part of his 1930s versus 1968 series. He's going to bring Digital Diamond into it. I'm glad he is. Well, watch how he plays his Digital Diamond. The guy got a funny feeling. I'm not pat myself on the back, but I think I've got probably one of the better ones going out here. And I've got 50 seasons to choose from so far. And as I go along, I'll build up more. All right, this is going to get interesting. Just so you know, if this game gets out of hand, okay? There were no relievers in this game. These pitchers are stuck. We'll be playing tired pitchers. There were no relievers. It has to be very desperate for me to bring them in, and it can get that way. I know where to look for it. This was a 2-1 game in 10 innings. Both pitchers pitched the complete game. Addy Josh is coming to bat for the Cleveland Naps. By the way, in case you're wondering what I'm doing here, I'm trying to get myself set up here. Trying to find something comfortable to play this. That's what I'm trying to do here. And do is I got to find a comfortable spot to play so I can write the scorecard down. There we go. That might do it. All right. Let's see what I've got here. I got so much crud on top of my computer table, it's not even funny, including a weird calendar that I have. There we go. There we go. Now I got it. All right. Okay. Here we go. Addy Josh at the plate. Batted 155. Had 10 RBIs of his own. Here is the pitch. Sorry about the delay, guys. Get everything set up here. And it is a 105. And that's heading over towards third base. Has time. Rocket back. Josh hits it slowly in the ground. Comes up with the first. He'll have to hurry. And he does. Gets Josh out by the step. And it is a 5-3. Of course, like I said, there is no replay, so we won't be able to see that play again, guys. You'll have to, hopefully the fans will be able to tell you about it when they come home from the great baseball game here at League Park. Josh Clark's coming back up the bat. He is 1 for 1. Got a base hit in the first inning, and he scored the first run of the game. Here is the pitch. And it is a 4-1-3. Oh, here comes trouble. Soft liner, trapped by Hartzell. I know he'll toss over to Clark, though, for the out. So, he got one right, finally. Let's hear it for the shortstop. For St. Louis, after 2 chances and 2 errors, he got one out to him right. And a 6-3 play. Coming up to bat here. Let me look at that. Make sure I did that right. Yes, okay. That didn't look right. Oh, it didn't. That's why. Okay. Josh Clark. Sorry about that. Yeah, 6-3. All right. Yep, I was right. Okay, had to look real quick, guys. Bill Bradley's coming up. Last time he is 0 for 1, though he reached on an air E6 by Hartzell. Here is the pitch by Pelty. And it is an 8-6-5. Sounds like Bradley may have gotten something on that ball. Line hard at second base. Just gets past the outreach arm of Williams. And that's heading into right field for Stone. That will drop in for a base hit. But Bradley is on first base just past Williams. He tried to stretch out for it. Couldn't get to it as he hit the ground. The ball did not find his glove. So it's into right field for the base hit. Joe Williams gets up fast enough. Des Stone threw it back in. Bradley's on first base. Stovall's at the plate. Petty's in the stretch. We're going to see if we can get Bradley over to second base. And not going to make it, folks. Not going to make it. Not going to do it. And he oh, yeah. Pelty tried to move the first. The tag by Jones. No, he's safe. Just a little slow. Stovall is up here. He last time up, he flew out to the center fielder, Jones. 2 down here in the top of the second inning for the Cleveland team. Here's the pitch. And it is a 4-9-4. And Stovall, ready to go. There's the hit into shallow right field. Stone's at the other end of it. He comes on in, makes a play there on the slow run to time it. And there is 3 down at the end of on the second inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 runner left on base. At the end of 2 full, it is Cleveland 3, St. Louis 2. We're going into the top of the third inning. Coming up to bat for the St. Louis Browns will be George Stones, Jimmy Williams, I believe he is, and Roy Hartzell. And it does get exciting here at the ballpark. Hello, Al. Okay, I know what you're doing. Actually, Digital Time Baseball did it for me, and I got to find out it's not Action PC. I got a few of these parks from Action PC, but I got a lot of them from out of the park. So that's where I got most of my ballparks from. The photos, I think, are Action PC. A lot of the photos. The art that I have is out of the park. And I think if you check your out of the park folders, you're going to find you got, besides the models, you're going to find you've got about 100 folders for your ballparks. Be surprised what's in there. They do look familiar, so a lot of them look good too. I've got a few in here from I got a 1961 that I've been playing. I just changed the ballparks. Oh God, do I love them! Including, of all places, the Los Angeles Coliseum and Wrigley Field in LA. George Stone is up to bat. So far today, he is 1 for 1. He got a base hit in the first inning. Stopped the second base as St. Louis got stymied finally. Here is the pitch by Addy Josh. And it is a 9-0-5. And here we go. Nobody gone. Josh cranks. That's going to be a dunker going into center field. Just drops in behind the infield. Birmingham comes on up. Gets it in there. Flips it into Lajoie. And Stone will be held to a base hit. His second one of the game. And that is pretty much the second straight inning that Josh has let their leadoff runner in. Jimmy Williams coming up to bat last time up. He grounded out to the shortstop Turner. Here is the pitch. It is a 1-4-9. And Stone's got the lead. If you get the lead, you pretty much got the steal. I've had happen once already. And Stone goes. Throw from Clark. No, not in time. And Stone will make it. That's the second stolen base by the St. Louis Browns. Runner on second. Williams is at the plate. Here we go again, folks. See what happens here. Here is the pitch by Josh. It is a 9-1-2. This one could be trouble. No, it's Stone. They try to get Stone for another lead. It's not trouble. Turns back, steps back, sneaks in behind Stone. That'll keep him honest. Here is the pitch for the hit and run. 4-6-3. That is hit right at shortstop. Here's what happens here. There goes the runner. And it's a chopper to the shortstop. Turner has it under control. Throws it with ease for retire wins. But Stone will take third base on the hit and run attempt. Coming to bat is Roy Hartzell. Roy Hartzell, last time up, he walked. Roy Hartzell so far has given up 2 errors. And he's not even the pitcher. Runner on third. Infield will be in. Whoop, let's get out of there. Sorry about that. Cancel that. Thank you very much. Yeah, come on, come on, come on, come on. It does this. Cancel that. Thank you. Sorry about that. Fielders will be in to get the play at the plate. Josh on the mound. He's in the stretch. He's not even bothering the stretch here. Not going to worry about the stolen base. I haven't had a stolen base to home yet. I have had, though, that in National Pastime 3. Infield is in. Here is the pitch to Hartzell. It is a 2-8-9. The infield is in. Pitch to Hartzell. Ground ball over towards Turner. Turner gobbles it up and just throws in time. That's not going to be enough on the right-hand side. Stone was not going to try for it. And another great assist by Turner. Turner has 5 assists so far this game for the Cleveland Naps. Playing a great job at shortstop. Coming to bat is Hobie Ferris. There is now 2 down. Stone is on third. Hobie Ferris, last time up, flew out to center field. Here is the pitch. It is a 6-8-2. And Joe's toes rubber. Here we go. Wines delivers. Bouncer past Josh. LaJoie is able to scoop that thing up and gather it in. Fires over towards first for the out. He was positioning himself just at the same time. Makes the grab, and we have 3 down. Again, St. Louis has left a runner out there, and it is at the end of 2.5. Cleveland Naps 3. And the St. Louis Browns 2 here in beautiful League Park in Cleveland. We are going into the bottom of the 3rd inning. Coming to bat will be LaJoie, Turner, and Clark. LaJoie helped his cause in the 1st inning. He got 2 of the first 3 RBIs, or he has an RBI out there, one of them. Went 1 for 1. He got a base hit himself and scored the 3rd run of the game for the Naps. Here is the pitch. It is an 8-0-2. And that is line drive off the glove of Ferris. Just gets off his glove and then bounces into left field for the hit. Picked up by Hoffman, and LaJoie will get credit for the base hit. But it almost turned into a one heck of a line drive play out. LaJoie got lucky. Turner's out the plate. LaJoie at first. Here is the pitch. It is a try for the... here it goes at 341. There we go, and Jones holds the plate. Pelty has the rubber. Wines delivers. That's a bouncer over towards third base. Taken by Ferris. Over the ways for the force. Over to first. Just in time. Double play. 5-4-3. Round the horn double play for the St. Louis Browns. And we have 2 down here already in the bottom of the 3rd. I meant to hit bunt too. Sorry about that. Coming to bat is Nig Clark. Nig Clark so far this game is 1 for 1. He also has an RBI. He hit a base hit there in the 1st. One of many hits by the Cleveland team, along with 2 errors, courtesy of Roy Hartzell. Here is the pitch to Clark. It is an 8-4-2. And looks like it's going to be heading out that way. Come on in, and it's going back out. Swung on, that's hard on the ground. That gets into center field between Williams and Hartzell, and Jones has to come on in and grab it. Clark is on with his 2nd base hit of the game. Cleveland is just having a good time here for the hitting department. So is St. Louis. Clark is over there at first base. Give it a try. Can't hurt. And He takes lead, pick-off throw, and Clark is safe. He dove back in. Joe Birmingham's up at the plate right now. He is 0 for 1. He reached on an error his first time up. Here is the pitch. And it is a 0-5-9. Big hole on the right-hand side. Pelty cranks fire. Swung on. That's a high pop up towards home plate. Stevens making it around. Tosses his mask aside and makes the grab on the out in fair territory. That'll take care of Cleveland in the third inning. No runs. 1 hit. No runs. 2 hits. 1 run left on base at the end of 3 full. We have Cleveland 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors. St. Louis 2 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors. The pitchers seem to have somewhat settled down in this game. Having a good time going on here. And as I always do, like the end of each inning. There we go. That'd be a good question to ask, Dave. Okay, so Al, when are we going to see your first 2019 Action PC game? And if we get to see the new bells and whistles. Looking forward to that, Al. I really am. Let me know. If you're going to do it tonight, let me know. I'll stick around. So here we go, folks. Going into the top of the 4th inning. Addy Josh is back on the mound. Tom Jones at the plate. He is 1 for 1. He scored the first run for the St. Louis Browns. And a stolen base, if I remember right. Here is the pitch. And it is an 8-2-1. This is not stopping here for the hitting department. And Jones got a piece of it. That's hit out in the air towards left field. Clark starts back, coming on in. That's going to drop in front of him. He stepped too far back. Had to come on back in, and Jones will get it for the base hit here in the top of the 4th. Clark was too far the back. He couldn't judge it right. Went back towards that grandstand, and the ball dropped way in front of him. Big mistake on Clark's part, but it will count as a hit, not an error. Jim Stevens, the catcher, is up. He also got a base hit first time up and an RBI because Jones was able to make second base. Here is the pitch, or possibly, yep, here is the pitch, possibly even a stolen base attempt. And that's going to be a 2-1-1. I was right, stolen base attempt. Josh is ready for it, though. Throws it first, and he is safe. Here we go. Stevens is ready. Josh is ready. Here is the pitch. It is a 9-8-6. And Stevens got a hold of this one here, even though they had a 200 bid. There's a line shot. That's past the diving Turner into center field. That's going to cut it off. But that's heading back. Birmingham slipped down, fell there in the grass back there, and he's trying to come on back. Birmingham's able to throw it back in, but the third base coach holds up. Jones will stay at third. Stevens is on with a double. And he is 2 for 2 today. Coming up to bat is Barney Pelty. Infield's going to come in. They're going to try to hold it back in. We have got ourselves a game, folks. Pelty's at the plate. Infield is in for the play at the plate. Here is the pitch. And 0-4-3. Here's the windup. Josh has the sign. Rocks back. Here it is. Swing and a miss. And he struck out. That is the first strikeout of the game for Addy Josh. We're here in the top of the 4th inning. Runners around first and second. Danny Hoffman's due up the bat here, but we're going to do something intentionally. We're going to walk him. We're going to hopefully play for the double play. They're going to intentionally walk Hoffman for the double play here in the 3rd inning. It's because it's a real testy thing so early in the game. Charlie Jones is up. He is 1 for 2. Last time up, though, he grounded out to Bradley at third. Infield again is in for the play at the plate. Here is the pitch. It is a 9-3-8. This is not going to be good, folks. Or it's going to be good depending who your team is. Infield is in. That's going to be a right field base hit. Gets over the heads there, everybody. Here we go. They're looking to see if they can get Stevens in. Jones is coming in. He's going to score. For Tom Jones, here he comes. Stevens is coming in, and he's going to score. And scoring from third is Jones. Stevens comes to score. Hoffman will take third, and Charlie Jones will take first. Charlie Jones gets a two-base hit on a chance that did not work. And St. Louis will take a 4-3 lead over Cleveland here in a rare display of hitting by the Browns, and Josh not having it today. Again, as I remind all my folks, in the real game, there was no relief pitchers. If it gets out of hand, we will maybe be looking at relief pitching. We got enough of them this early in the season. George Stone's at bat. Runs around second and third. There is only one out. Again, the infield is playing in. They're going to try to keep the play at the plate off. Here is the pitch. Oop, there we go. It is a 1-7-8. And the infield is in. Josh shakes it off. Ready to go. Here's the pitch. Grounded hard to shortstop. Nice stop by Turner. Throws the Stovall to get him. And that's not going to be good enough. So Hoffman's going to have to stay at third. We've seen this before, folks. We have seen this before. They're trying to see if they can stop the bleeding. 2 down. Jimmy Williams is up to bat. He is 0 for 2 today. He is grounded out to Turner both times. We are in a 4-3 game here, guys. Top of the 4th inning. Here is the pitch to Jimmy Williams. It is a 9-4-6. And that is heading out towards center field. What's going to happen here? Possibility? No, it's going to get out of the outstretched glove. Leave Turner and into center field for a base hit. Turner tried to grab it, though. Saved the game for him. And they're waving Jones around. Birmingham's coming on in with the throw again. No, he is safe. And Williams will take third. Daddy Josh is tired. In a rarity here, he has given up 6 runs. We're going to see if he can at least finish out the 4th inning, and we are going to have to bring in a reliever because there are certain rules in this game that will do that. Daddy Josh is tired. I'll have to bring in a relief pitcher. There are plenty of them. Here is the pitch. And it is a 2-4-2. 2-4-2. And Roy Hartzell, Billy gets up there. He hit a hard line drive left field where Clark was waiting for it. Makes the play, 3 out, but the damage has been done. St. Louis puts 4 runs across in the top of the 4th inning to get themselves ahead of Cleveland 6-3. They put 4 runs on 4 hits. They left 1 man. At the end of 3.5, it is St. Louis 6 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors. Cleveland 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors. And cut to bat for Cleveland will be Hinchman, Josh, and Clark. Josh will be getting a pinch hitter for him. He is just tired. And I have to explain this real quick. I didn't set this up, so that's one of the things I left alone because I knew it was dead ball. I'm going to have to put in. I'm going to bring in a reliever for Josh. I don't want these guys to get hammered. I can't see it happening. I can take a look at his stats and see what's going on here. Let me look at them real quick. See if Josh did get hammered at all during 1908. There we go. Whoop, no, game logs. Game logs. Game logs. There we go. Well, actually, sort of, yeah, he did. Pitched one late, got into one. He came in as a reliever 1 inning. Did that. So it's real fun. He relieved a couple of games toward didn't finish them, but he has given up runs. So, yeah, we'll see what happens here. Will he start a few games here? Yeah, he gave up 5 runs on occasions, 4 most of the time. A lot of times, though, shutouts, 2, 1. Couldn't tell you the earned run stage on here because they really didn't keep it back then. If the earned run average they had at the end of the season, I'm not sure what they did, but the box scores don't have them. So we're on our own on that accord. Right now, though, he is getting shut. He gave up 120 in 1908. He gave up. They did have stats here for 1903 to 1907 on, but he started pitching in 1902. Baseball Reference stops in 1908, just so everybody knows. If any of you really notice, a lot of your games stop at 1908 for the stats. After that, you got to do a lot of extra work to pull it off. Addie Josh only gave up 77 runs the entire 1908 season, according to this, and only 42 of them were earned. So that means there was a lot of errors on Cleveland's part. So, Beatles, it's up to you. Yeah, I'm going to give it early hook for dead ball. Beatles, it's up to you. Keep them, or I'm going to send them out. I'm going to do that. I'm not going to let these guys get hammered that bad. Sorry about that. I have a heart. So here we go. Bill Hinchman's up. He is 0 for 1 today. He grounded out to the pitcher, Pelty, in the first inning to end the inning. Here is the pitch. We're in the 4th inning. It is a 7-8-2. Pelty's ready. Here he comes. And that is a walk. That is Pelty's first walk of the game that he's given up. Hinchman's on first. Coming up will be a pinch hitter for Josh. Let me see. Because I saw it in there in the original game. He did have a pinch hitter come on in. Charlie Hickman will be coming in to pinch hit for Addie Josh. So let's get the pinch hitter in. Charlie Hickman. This is who they had in, so he gets to come in first. Hickman batted .234 for Cleveland in 1908. Had an average of .234, OPB of .271. He did hit 2 home runs, 16 RBIs, along with about another 6 doubles. He only played 65 games. He was pretty much brought in there as a utility player. This man, I have no clue about how many strikeouts he had. It says 0. That could be true. They never know. Had 9 walks and 2 stolen bases. So that could be true. And Hitchman's at first. Here we go. Let's see if we can try for the stolen base again. That's not going to get it. There we go. Not going to get it. Quick throw at first. Hitchman gets back in time. They're in the corners right now. Hickman's going to see if he can try to hopefully get over the heads of the infield. Here is the pitch. And it is a 0-9-1. Petty looks ahead. Petty's ready. Here it goes. Corners of infield's creeping in. Hitchman hits it too hard. So guess what, guys? 3rd error of the game for Hartzell. Gets underneath his glove. And Hinchman will take 2nd. Hickman will take 1st on an error. The 3rd error of the game and the 3rd error by Roy Hartzell. And I'm surprised they put him in that way anyway. So let me run line up here real quick. And let me bring up Hartzell. Yeah, Hartzell, for some reason they had me play him at shortstop in this game. That's what they had him for. And he plays better at basically 2nd base, and not by much. This man was also an outfielder too. And his outfielding wasn't all that great either. E8, E8, E8. But yeah, this man has a lot of errors. He's not a very good shortstop, but that's what they brought him in. Okay. Josh Clark is 1 for 2. He has base hit and grounded out. Here is the pitch. Come on. It is a 4-2-5. And he gets somewhere on that ball. He delivers by Pelty. Shot to center field. Jones is waiting for it to come on in on the high fly ball. And gets the out. And we have 1 down in the bottom of the 4th inning. As I'm learning more about dead balls as we go along here, this is playing rather weirdly, but that's okay. I'm enjoying it. Bill Bradley's up. He is 1 for 2, has scored a run. Reached on a base hit in the last time up, which was in the second inning. Here is the pitch. And it is a 4-3-9. And Bradley hits it, winds, delivers, slow roll to second base, fielded by Williams, fires over towards Jones, gets him out. Hinchman will take third, Hickman will take second base. Obviously, they ain't trusting to get it to Hartzell, and they'll let him walk. 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th inning in a 6-3 St. Louis game. And coming on up is George Stovall. 0 for 2 today, flown out twice. Once to center, once to right. And here is the pitch. It is a 500. And Pelty kicks deals. That swung on. Flying right to the mound. And Pelty ducks and gets the ball in his glove anyway. Gets that glove up there, and there you go. And that is a 3rd out. No runs. 1 hit. Another error. And we need to find a pitcher. So let's go to the bullpen. See what we got here. As you can see, I've got plenty of pitchers. Walter Clarkson was in there for a while. Not one of the best pitchers out there. These two are relief pitchers. So Cleveland's got them of all teams. Plus, they got Jake Thielman who can pitch. He also plays the outfield. There's one for you guys. But Cleveland's pretty strict in their own right. So their relief corps is not exactly a relief corps. This is a reliever. A middle reliever, too, for some reason. That's what it's going to look like. We're going to bring him in. Jake Thielman will replace Addy Josh. Jake Thielman, in 1908, went 4-3. Had a 3.65 ERA. Struck out 15, walked 9. The numbers here move up a little bit, but not a lot. Interesting way to go. Hobie Ferris is up to bat here in the top of the 5th inning. Here is the pitch by Thielman. It is a 5-3-6. And Ferris hits it to a routine grounder over to the left-hand side. Bradley's wait for it, makes the scoop up there, fires the Stovall for the out, and we have 1 down. A lot of ground balls in this game here, guys, for the St. Louis Browns, as we can see, which makes this game even more interesting. God, if I had this MP3, we'd know how many assists everybody had. They don't quite have that yet. Hopefully in version 8, they'll have. That's the information you and I were looking for, Beats. Fielding information. Tom Jones coming up. He is 2 for 2, 2 runs scored so far this game. So he's having a day for the St. Louis Browns. Here is the pitch. And it is a 9-8. Pitch is on the way. Swung on, and that's a base hit into right field. Hinchman picks it up quickly. Jones will be held to another single. That's his 3rd base hit of the game. Stevens is coming up to the plate. They're probably going to try to get Jones to steal. He's got a stolen base, I believe. Let's take a look, see what's going on here in the box score real quick. And yes, George Stone does have a stolen base. So does Tom Jones. As you can see, Hartzell has 3 errors, 4. There they finally came up with the totals on Josh. Josh was 6 runs on 10 hits. All 6 were earned. Walked 2, struck out 1. That's a horrible ERA, but that's what we're starting the game off with, the season off with for Addy Josh. And that's on the newspaper box score. We'll look at the extended of about 3 innings or so. We'll take a look, not a problem. Here we go. And not going to make it this time, folks. Thielman was ready for him. Drives at the first. Safe. Jones scrambles back. We will be holding him at first for this one here. Here is the pitch. Come on, everybody down. It's a 3-9-0. And big hole. Ground ball to second base. LaJoie to Turner. Turner to Stovall. Double play. And I do believe that ends the inning. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left on base. That is Cleveland's 2nd double play, I believe it is, or 3rd double play. Looks like the 2nd one. A 4-6-3 job. And that is 3 down here in the top 5th inning. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left on base at the end of 4.5 in the official game. It is St. Louis 6, Cleveland 3. Coming here to bat is Lajoie, Turner, and Clark. They're going to hopefully they can turn this around against Barney Pelty. Here is the pitch. First top on the 5th. Lajoie is 2 for 2 today. Does have an RBI, and he has scored a run. Here you go. And he's caught a double play. And it is a 0-8-1 this time. And here comes trouble. Here we go. Swung on. That's a bullet towards shortstop. And Hartzell actually gets the ball. He can catch. 1 down in the bottom of the 5th inning. Hartzell can catch the ball. He just can't catch it on the ground. Thinks he's an outfielder or something. And we have 2-1 down here. Bottom of the 5th inning. Yes, we are pinging on Roy Hartzell. But that happens back then. You got players where you can. You got a lot of them regionally. That's what happens. Here we go. Terry Turner's at the plate. And that is a 9-4-0 for Turner. That's heading out towards right field. Looks like maybe we'll drop one in. That is it. Right into right field for the base hit on the ground ball. Gets past Stone. Jones, and we have Stone picks up. We have a runner on first base here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 7th hit for Cleveland this game. Cleveland has managed to put a ball player on every inning. And has only come up with 3 runs. Unlike the Chicago-Detroit game where we had a lot of 1-2-3 innings. Here is the pitch. Nick Clark is up 2 for 2. He has an RBI. 2 singles. And it's a 0-9-8. And Clark's waiting. Here comes the pitch. He hits on the ground to Williams. Waves to Hartzell. Hartzell down to first. Double play. Hartzell got one right. And it's a double play for the St. Louis Browns. 4-6-3. And they return the favor here in the 5th inning. They double played one out. A 1-2-3 inning ends up being no runs, 1 hit, nobody left on base for Cleveland. At the end of 5 full, we have St. Louis 6 runs, 11 hits, 3 errors. Cleveland 3 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. Let's go to the peanut gallery. And the peanut gallery looks good. Beatles thanks. But I always suggest my historians and my friends. So, especially when I am the amateur at dead ball, though I could probably, if I look it up enough, I've got the history down to a science. You know that, and so do I. Doesn't take much if you know where to look. And you just got to look at the right place. That's all you got to do. Look at the right place. We are going into the top of the 6th inning. The Baseball Almanac's the place to look, by the way. And that's sponsored by Sabre. And Sabre's another group. If you really want to get into really this stuff and get the old sporting news stuff, get into Sabre. It is $65 a year to join. And you have access to every baseball thing from 1908 till today. Everything. Including newspaper clippings from the Boston Globe, the Pittsburgh Press, the Philadelphia Inquirer, Cleveland News Dealer, Plains Dealer, all the newspapers too, so you get them. Barney Pelty's at the plate. Tomlin's on the mound here in the top of the 6th inning. We have a 6-3 St. Louis lead. Here is the pitch. And it is a 5-2-3. Pelty gets some wood on the ball this time, and it's heading out towards center field. High fly ball, deep center field. Birmingham heading it back. He's barreling towards that back wall, which is about 450 feet away, and puts it down for a disappointing Pelty, who got a good meat on that ball. The center field distance for League Park in 1908 is give me a sec. For me to look at it there, I'd have to break it down. For League Park in 1908, center field was 458 feet away. There were 2 League Parks in 1908. There's Robeson Field. That's the one for 458 feet. And then there is Cleveland Ohio's League Park. Cleveland Ohio's League Park. You may have, it's 433, 455 to dead center. It is 480 over to left center, over towards the left center field corner that they have over there. So for anybody looking here, this is 400. This is about 480 feet back here, way back here. This is 455. Ballparks were big back then. Polo Grounds had nothing on them. I got 3 other ball fields out here. Exposition Park, which was the home of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Your Pittsburgh team, Beatles. Dead center field was 515 feet. The Huntington Avenue Baseball Grounds in Boston was 530 feet. Your Polo Grounds, 500. Sorry, they were only good enough for third. Just so you know, these were deep parks. They weren't sure what baseball was going to be, so they gave them all the land they wanted. I'm very surprised they did. But your ballpark was 515 Exposition Field, and yes, I have the photo. I have a good drawing of Exposition Field. We will be using it, and when I get my first Pittsburgh game, I will broadcast it. I also have a nice 61 version of Ford Field that shows that the field outside is still empty. I'm surprised about that, but I think it was. Doesn't have the clock, though. It's missing the clock in 1961. Danny Hoffman's coming up to bat. He is 0 for 2 today. Here is the pitch. And it is a 3-0-4 for Thomas up here in again for his next inning. That is at the belt. Here it comes across the plate. Ground ball passed down. And Lawad makes the play. Fires the first and for the easy out. 4-3. So Danny Hoffman, poor Danny Hoffman is 0 for 3 today and has a walk. Charlie Jones comes to bat. He is 2 for 3, 2 RBIs. He got them. And he has scored a run himself. Both base hits. And by the way, if you guys are seeing a lot of singles, that's exactly what you got back then. If you got a double, it means you could run it. But there was a lot of singles back then when they did get them. Here is the pitch to Charlie Jones by Thielman. And it is a 9-1-0. That's heading out towards left field. Looks like hits on the butt towards third base. Too hot to handle. Whiz right past Bradley. Clark was heading down the line anyway. He's able to grab the ball. And Jones is on with his third hit of the game. George Stone is coming to bat. Charlie Jones is a true threat to steal with 2 down here in the 6th inning. George Stone is up. He is also 2 for 3, 2 singles, has yet to score. The guys have a stolen base, though. Charlie Jones at first. Thielman's at the mound. He is in the stretch. Here is the pitch. It is a 3-3-0 unless they got the lead. Unless he's going to try for a stolen base. Can always happen. He sure did. They did try a lot of stolen bases back then. Snap throw. He is safe. Here comes the pitch to Stone's going to try for the hit and run with 2 down. It is a 2-9-3. Stone gets under it. Driven deep gap towards left center field. That 480 mark out that way. And Charkis chases it down. Picks it off on the run. And makes the grab. We have 3 down. On a great running catch towards left center field, Nick Clark grabs that ball in the air on the one-handed play, makes the grab. 3 away. We have a 6-3 game here. We're going into the bottom of the 6th inning for Cleveland. Coming to bat is Birmingham, Hinchman, and Thielman himself. Joe Birmingham is at the plate. He is 0 for 2 today. He has popped out to the catcher, and he's reached down 1 of 3 St. Louis errors, all by the same guy. Here is the pitch. Pelty still on the mound. It is a 3-5-5. Birmingham gets a high fly ball into right center field. Stone on the dead run. Gets back there towards that 400 mark and makes the grab in front of the barriers over there in right field. 1 down. And if any of you have ever seen, I had a photo of it, I think, in my 1920, unless I've pulled it already, I think I have it in my 1929 league, Legion Field. There's like a barrier over here, a ramp over here in right field. It looks like here, and I think that's what it was. There's some sort of a ramp, and that's what they had out that way. And could have been a tough place to play. I got a couple of ballparks. They still have the hills. Coming up is Bill Hinchman. Bill Hinchman today is 0 for 1 with a walk. Here is the pitch to Hinchman by Pelty. And it is a 4-2-4. Hinchman gets a piece of it. Let's hit on the button towards right field, but Stone was waiting for this one, and he makes the grab. We have 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Coming up to bat will be the pitcher, Joe Thielman. And yes, that is a legitimate batting average, 348 for Jake Thielman. Jake Thielman in. Even though he got only 13 games as a pitcher, or 13 games period, he batted 348. Had a stolen base, 7 RBIs, 1 triple, 2 doubles. The kid can hit the ball. In 1908, that's what he did. Let's take a look at him here in 1909. Let me go to Cleveland real quick. I wonder if this kid stuck around. Hopefully he did. He's one of the ones in the back there, along with some other guy named Falkenberg. Jake Thielman, who is from St. Cloud, Minnesota. Born in 1879, lasted, and I caught a lot of these in pitching. He lasted 5 years. He was traded. He went to Boston. He finished up in Boston. The man could hit, but he didn't bat anywhere in Boston. He lasted 1 game and quit. Gave it up. I had a lot of players like that did that. And actually, he was traded by Cleveland in July of 1908 for a fellow named Tex Pruitt. So, he was traded, but yeah, had a lot like that. And he played the outfield. He was a decent outfielder. Didn't play that bad. Didn't play that great, but he didn't play that bad either. But here we go. But he didn't last long. This was his final. 1908 was his final season in baseball. He quit. A lot of teams did that. A lot of players I saw that when I was doing the pitchers. Very surprising. Here is the pitch too. Dylan gets a bat. And here we go. It is 3-9-6. And he gets a good pitch on it. And line drive center field right to Jones. He's able to make the play real easily. And we have 1 down. Or 3 down. That is 3 out here at the end of 6 innings. On 3 straight fly balls. No runs, no hits. For the first time this entire game, actually for the second time this first time this entire game. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. First time the entire game. The game which we've had a total of 1 strikeout, which is fairly common back then. Coming up to bat for Cleveland is Williams, Hartzell, and Ferris. Thaumann is back on the mound, throwing his 3rd inning here for Cleveland. Williams at the plate. Here is the pitch. And it is an 8-4-1. Williams was 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Looks like he's going to give himself another one. And he gets out there on center field, slaps a base hit back out that way. And St. Louis for the 3rd inning of this game gets the lead runner on base. For the entire game, they've had 1 hit and 1 hitter on base the entire game, and they're 13 hits. Surprised they haven't scored more runs. Hartzell is at the plate. Hartzell is 0 for 2 with a walk. Grounded out, flown out. Here is the pitch. Pollard's a possible stolen base attempt. It is a 6-0-2. And Hartzell gets a piece of it, brings it on in by Thaumann. It's up the air to the left. Camping and waiting for it is Clark. Makes the grab. We have 1 down. Hobie Ferris comes to the plate. He is 0 for 3, surprisingly. In this 13-hit game, he has not 1 hit. Him and Hartzell both, the number 5 and number 6 hitters, have yet to get a hit. Surprisingly, but not really. Here is the pitch. And it is a 7-3-8. That is on its way towards right field. Left field hitting the ground ball through the hole. And it's going to be a single for Ferris. Williams going to stop at second base. So we have runners on first and second. Williams gets his first of the game. I spoke too soon. And coming to bat is Tom Jones. Tom Jones is 3 for 3 today with two runs scored. Is Thalman the man with runners on first and second? Is Thalman the man to get him out of here? Let's see what happens. It is a 1-5-6. And Tom Jones, sounds like he hit that one on the button, setting it in deep left field, but Clark was waiting for it this time. Makes the play. Somebody finally got Jones out. So he's not so beautiful today. 3 for 4. Okay. Coming up is Jim Stevens, the catcher. 2 for 3 today with an RBI. 2 runs scored himself. So 4 of the 6 runs were scored by the 7 and the 8 hitters here for St. Louis. Here is the pitch. 2 down. It is a 7-6-7. Oh, and Thalman hits him. That's going to load the bases. That's going to hurt, guys. But this is old school baseball. That caught him, got away from him and hit him. Slipped out of his hand. Plucks him on the side in the ribs, and that is going to leave the bases loaded with Pelty up to bat. Here we go, 2 down. Here is the pitch. It's a 5-9-9. And Pelty gets a piece of the ball, ground out towards LaJoie. He takes a step to the left to field it. And Pelty is out 2 in the top of the 7th inning. So here we go, no runs. And another clutch turning away, but that's what happens. That's happened the second time today to St. Louis. Could not produce with the bases loaded. 6 runs, 14 hits, 3 errors for St. Louis. 3 runs, 7 hits for Cleveland. Coming to bat for Cleveland is the top of the order, Josh Clark, Bradley, and Stovall. Barney Pelty is on the mound here in the 7th inning. Josh Clark is at bat. Here is the pitch. It is a 5-2-7. Pitch to Clark, and it's tapped back to Pelty. Pelty able to fill it up real easy, cleans it up, fires over towards Jones for the out. We have 1 down. Due up is Bill Bradley. Bill Bradley today is 1 for 3. Reached out an error, scored a run, got a base single, and he is grounded out 2. Williams at second base. Clear the naps are starting to get towards that time. Let's hope it doesn't get too dark too quick for him. Here is the pitch. It is an 8-4-4. And Bradley gets a piece of the ball. Line hard over the shortstop, just out of Hartzell's reach. Couldn't get into there, and it's into left field for a base hit. Hartzell couldn't get over there quick enough, and Bradley will take first base on this. Stovall's up to bat. Bradley's at first. Let's see if we can get a good, nice stolen base running here. And it is an 8-7-5. That ain't going to happen, folks. Not that kind of a lead. Move over towards first. Not in time. Bradley hustles back easily, and we have him on first. Stovall's at the plate. See if we can get going here, folks. It is a 5-5-8. And Stovall gets it. Pettiot's on and off the mound. Stovall's ready. Here we go. Pitch on the way. There goes the runner. Swung on, and that's a high fly ball in the gap towards left center field. Hoppin's going to be on the dead run. Makes the play at the hard back of the thing. There's enough time there for Bradley to get back. He will make it back to the bag. But there is 2 down on a play out to left field. Second time that's going out that way. That is a deep left field for the players to try to catch up on. You had to be very good back then. Surprisingly, if you looked at a lot of the ballparks during the dead ball era, right field was actually quite shallow. You didn't have to be a Dwight Evans or a Yasiel Puig, or a few others who had cannons for arms. You had to have the cannon in the left field. Lajoie is the hitter. He is 2 for 3. He's the only one who's playing decently for Cleveland today. Does have a run scored. Has an RBI. Here is the pitch. Ooh. Hang on, that wasn't a good sound. Not even close. That was a dice dropping to the ground. So here we go. And it is a 2-5-6. Petty glances over towards first. Bradley waits there. Here we go. Here's the windup. High chopper to third base. Up there. Fielder gets over towards third. Throws it in the dirt. Jones couldn't come up with it. And it is an error on Hobie Ferris. 86 on the poor throw. Jones couldn't get it out of the dirt quick enough. Lajoie will take first. Bradley will take second. We have 2 down here. And Pelty's looking to be tired. I do not have control of the visiting teams. That is not up to me and how long they keep him in. Here is Terry Turner's at the plate. Here is the pitch. So that could get interesting. And it is a 3-3-5. And the pitch is on the way to Turner. Swung on, and that hits a hard ground ball up the middle. Speared by Hartzell this time. Lots of time. Throws out Turner easy. Makes the play. Hartzell came up with the clutch play in the bottom of the 7th inning. And that ends the 7th. We're going into the top of the 8th inning. It is St. Louis 6, Cleveland 3. Thaumann will stay on the mound. Looks like he's going to be hopefully finish the game for the Cleveland Indians. And we have a good one going here. Version 8 of Strategy Baseball Duo. Okay, I know these guys. Okay. That's that freebie game, isn't it, that we have beat? I think I've got them. So I need to download the new one. See what happens. Hopefully they got it right. Alright, here we go. Back Al Laundry. Welcome back, Al. Welcome back. We're having a good time with this here. So, medium slant split specs. You're talking football. You're talking American football. Slants is exactly what it sounds like. Split backs, if you look at how's your history of football, Beat? They call them split backs nowadays. Back in the 60s, that was called the T formation. Because that's what it looked like in the backfield, a T. It's an old thing. Ha! No, but you and I could probably talk soccer a lot, so I don't have a problem there, Beatles. Here we go. We're in the top of the 8th inning. It is Hoffman, Jones, and Stone. Top of the order. Here is the pitch to Hoffman. And it is a 3-2-4. And Hoffman hits it out, sounds like on the ground. How? A towering pop-up behind the mound. We've got a meeting going on between Thaumann, Lajoie, and Turner. And Turner pushes them all away. Makes the catch. We have 1 down. Turner's making himself out to be a pretty good ball player out here. Charlie Jones coming up to bat. Charlie Jones today is 3 for 4. Has 2 RBIs. Last time up in the 6th innings, he got on base with a base hit. Here is the pitch. And it is a 7-8-3. And Jones gets another piece of it. That's a swung on. Ground ball in the left field for the base hit on a quick ball. It gets past the infield. Heading out there towards Clark. And Jones is on with his 4th hit of the game. He is a threat to steal. George Stone is at the plate. George Stone himself is 2 for 4 today. Has yet to not scored a run, but he's not going to run either. Here is the pitch by Thomson. Jones will probably be going. No, not this time. Stones gets a piece of it. That's heading out towards right field. Pitch down the way. Ground ball on the right field. Off to the plate is Hitchman. That's a single for Stones. And he throws it back easily. Throws it back in hard. And Hitchman's able to stop the runners. It's not going to happen. Hitchman's trying to pray for hope that Cleveland can get 4 runs here in the last 2 innings. Waves up the bat. There is 1 down. Jones at second, Stones at first, Thielman's on the mound. Here is the pitch. And it is a 3-5-6. And Waynes hits a nice cock of fire. High chopper over the shortstop. Turner kicks it this time. He makes the mistake. And the diamond is drunk. Bases are loaded. Diamond is drunk. And the first error of the game for the Cleveland Indians as Turner kicked the ball. Just did not get it right towards his way and booted it. We have the bases loaded. Roy Hartzell is up to bat. He is 0 for everything today with a walk. Yes, the infield is going to be in on this one here. They're going to try to stop the bleeding again. Here we go, folks. Thielman's at the mound. Hartzell's at the plate. Here is the pitch. It is a 7-8-2. Don't think he's going to get it this time, folks. They got Thielman on the ropes, and that is hit. Hartzell's way, Thielman delivers, and that ball is swung on, and it's going to be hit into center field for a base hit. And Jones is going to score easily. See if they can bring Stone in. And green light, here comes Stone. Birmingham might have a play. It's a throw to Clark, but it isn't going to be in enough time. And Stone goes, scores, and Jones scores. That brings up 2 more runs for the St. Louis club. Jimmy Williams will take third, and Herzl got his first hit of the game. Takes second on the throw. And the Indians are in trouble. Coming up to bat is Hobie Ferris. They are trying to see if they can stop the bleeding again. Keep going with it. Hobie Ferris is at the plate. He is 1 for 4 today. Has no RBIs. Here is the pitch to Hobie Ferris. He just got a base hit back in the 7th. His first one. Here's the pitch. And it is a 3-1-9. St. Louis is threatening. And there we go. Ferris is waiting. Sliesman fires the ball down. A little roller behind the ball. Turner will make the play. And he tosses the Stovall for the out. Holding Williams is at third. And we have 2 down. Due up is Tom Jones. Tom Jones so far is 3 for 4 today. He does have 2 runs scored. Cleveland is just taking a pounding today here in this game. 2 down. Here is the pitch to Jones. And it is a 5-9-7. And Thielman has a sign. Coxon fires. A lifts a high fly ball. Got underneath it. Hinchman's got plenty of time to come get it. Makes the grab. And that is the end of the 8th inning for the St. Louis Browns. They scored 2 runs on 3 hits and have 2 runs left on. And Pelty is back on the mound for the Browns. I had to set up Beatles that the managers are reluctant to bring in a reliever. And a good example why, and I can do it real quick here, so hold on, let me back up here to the St. Louis Browns pitching staff. The St. Louis Browns pitching staff consists of 8 pitchers. Any of them can relieve. 6 starters is what they had. And 2 what they want to call relief pitchers who also started the games. Bill Bailey, who started 12 games for St. Louis out of 22. Dodie Chris started a game for St. Louis. They can all start. That's the key. Harry Howell, Brew Waddle, and Jake Powell between them through 117 games. Between the three of them. So that's what you're running into. Don't worry about American football, Beatles. Believe it or not, the first game today, it's my nap time. I used the first game of the football thing to take a nap. Nick Clark is up to bat. He is 2 for 3, 1 RBI. Here is the pitch. Pelty is coming in with a rag arm. See what happens to him. It's a 7-0-4. And Clark is going to walk. Not a very good pitching sequence. Pelty is starting to show his tiredness. That is his second walk of the game, though, he's given up, so he's done quite well. 8 hits, 3 runs, no strikeouts. Coming to bat is Joe Birmingham. See what we can do here. Can always try. And that's a 905 on the attempt to steal. That ain't going to happen there. Clark off, pick off, throw to first. No, he is safe. Joe Birmingham is ready. He's at the plate. Here is the pitch. It is a 7-8-3. This could be trouble for the St. Louis Browns. As that is the second walk in a row given up by Pelty. He is getting very tired. They need to relieve him. Coming up is Bill Henchman. Bill Henchman today is 0 for 2 with a walk himself. Runs around first and second. Here is the pitch. It is a 0-8-5. And Hinchman hits towards second base. Grounded to second base. Williams was right playing where it was. Flips to Hartzell. Hartzell flips to first. Double play. Clark will take third. But another 4-6-3 double play by the St. Louis Browns. And we have 2 down. Coming up is Jake Thielman. Jake Thielman, last time he hit it deep to center field. Couldn't get over there. Here is the pitch to Thielman. Come on. It's an 8-0-7. And that's hit out. Looks like could go. Let's go. That's going to be hit to left field with the base hit. Hopper can only go and pick it up. And it's a single for Thielman. Clark comes to score. And they score their 4th run of the game. The pitcher gets the base hit. And he has the ability to steal a base too if he has to. Pelty is starting to get extremely tired. Josh Clark is at the plate. Here is the pitch. It is a 2-1-2. That's heading out towards second base on the big hole. Pelty ready. Weak ground ball towards Williams. He gloves it and tosses over to Jones for the out. That is 3 down. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 man left on base. And a very tired Pelty. Hopefully they will relieve him in the 9th. Bring somebody in. Coming to bat, they might. Coming to bat is Jim Stevens, Pelty, and Hoffman. We're here at the top of the 9th inning in an 8-4 game. St. Louis, 8 runs, 17 hits, 4 errors. For Cleveland, it's been 4 runs, 9 hits, and 1 error here in the dead ball season, which is getting to be pretty good. I've had some 3, I want to say, not even going to lie, 3 good games. Beatles, when I get done, let me show you how the Detroit Tiger White Sox game finished. It turned out to be pretty good. Jim Stevens is at the plate. He is 2 for 3 today for the St. Louis Browns. Here is the pitch. And it is a 4-1-7. Nest us back. Thielman delivers. Stevens sends this one out to deep right field. Drifting over towards Hinchman. And he makes the grab. We have 1 down. Barney Pelty is scheduled to bat. Let's see what happens. He is tired. They're not showing him as tired here. He strides the bat. Now they brought him in. Dodie Chris is coming in to pitch hit. Dodie Chris does play. He also plays another position. He does do that because he was in 64 games. He plays first base, he plays first base and the outfield. He is he's a decent first base. He only got one game. Played 11 games at left field. Has a good average here. Has an error rate of 1. Same thing in center field, error rate of 1. So he can play. And he pitched 9 games. More likely than not, he's going to come in and relieve. It's a good place for him. Dodie Chris is coming to bat. He batted .341 for the Browns. As you can see, pitchers do hit. Decent hitter. Thauman's at the mound. Here we go. And it is a 6-2-5. Come on. And Chris steps in, and Thauman walks him. That is Thauman's first walk. He's given up this game. He's thrown 4 1/3 innings. Done quite well, as a matter of fact. Denny Hopkins coming to bat. He is 0 for 4 today with a walk and a run scored. Here is the pitch to Thauman, his 6th time up. And it is a 6-7-9. That's hit towards third. And it looks like ground ball at third base. Bradley picks it up. He flips over to LaJoie. LaJoie over to first. Round the horn. Double play by the Cleveland Nats. And they shut him down for the 9th inning. On a 5-4-3 double play. We're going into the bottom of the 9th inning. Bob Bailey's coming in to pitch. Very surprised. Bob Bailey went 3-5 for the St. Louis Browns. Has an ERA of 3.04, 42 strikeouts. He did walk 50. He has a high walk ratio, more typical of the season. Bill Bradley's coming at the bat. He is, so far today, 2 for 4. Does have a run scored, reached down an error. Here is the pitch to Bradley. And it is a 2-7-6. Last chance here, last at wraps for Cleveland. He gets ready. It's a swung on that's high in the shallow field. Here comes Jones to come on in, makes the running catch for the first out. George Stovall's coming at the bat here. He's up there now, 1 down. So far today, he's 0 for 4. Been pretty much shut out this game here. Though he has managed to, George Stovall has flown out to all 3. Fields. So he does have the hat trick. Here is the pitch. And it is a 7-6-3. Stovall's going to get a piece of it this time. Lined out to left. That is going to drop in front of Hoffman. This time Stovall gets the hit. That is his first of the game, the 10th hit for Cleveland. It's almost like the Chicago-Detroit game, for crying out loud. And here we go. Nap LaJoie is at the plate. 1 down. Stovall's at first. And Nap LaJoie sends out the signal. That is a 2-5-5 on that heat. Maybe, maybe not. Bailey's ready. Can't get a good lead. Give credit to the effective pickoff move by Bailey. He had a good one waiting for him. And Stovall will stay at first. Here is the pitch. Day 3-3-0. Here's the crank. Wild pitch. Gets past Stevens. Wild pitch on Bailey. Stovall will take second base. Cleveland hopefully is starting to get a threat in here. Wild pitch by the St. Louis Browns. They've had 4 errors. I believe 1 wild pitch. I think Eddie Josh had the other wild pitch. Here is the pitch to LaJoie. It is a 9-4-7. And he gets a good hit on. He gets back on that. Hard ground ball down the first base line, over the bag, heading into that right field corner area. That'll head towards that bump in the wall on the foul pole side, and LaJoie's heading over towards second base. He'll get it. Here comes Stovall, and it is 8-5. LaJoie is at second base. Stovall scores. Turner's at the plate, and it is starting to get a little tight. Terry Turner so far today is 1 for 4. LaJoie's at second. Here is the pitch on a hit and run attempt. It is a 1-0-4. And Bailey cranks, fires. There goes the runner. Slow roll to first base. LaJoie will get third base on it, and Bailey takes care of it. Jones tosses to Bailey for the out. We have 2 down. Runner at third base, Nick Clark is at the plate. He is 2 for 3 today. Has a walk, an RBI, and scored a run. He is a threat. 2 down. They're going to see Cleveland's going to try to see if get this game up here. They're working at it very hard. Bailey's on the mound. He is in the stretch. Here is the pitch. And here is the play. Coming on down, Bailey on off the mound. Clark is ready. They're both ready. Here comes the pitch, and he has swung on a miss. Strike 3. The game is over. That is it. And the only strikeout of the game for the St. Louis Browns. And come on back. Yeah, I know it's working slow. I've got a lot of you guys in here. I got a lot of stuff running. Come on. There we go. And they gave it to Charlie Jones, who went 4 for 5, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. The winner is Pelty. The loser is Josh. And here we go. Bring out my fun one. As Al goes, well, let's go with what Al goes. Let's go to the pitching first. On a great game here. We'll come back to all the good stuff here. Eddie Josh for the Cleveland Indians went 4 innings, gave up 6 earned runs, including a double and a triple. He had 10 hits. He walked 2, including 1 intentional, struck out 1. Jake Thielman came in, gave up only 2 earned runs and on 7 hits, walked 1. They gave up 17 hits total to the St. Louis Browns. If you look at your data, if you look at, and Allison Owen, if you look at your digital diamond baseball, Al, okay? If you look hard, you look down here where it says the lineup type, they should tell you it's auto on if you're playing the modern seasons. But because I'm not, in 1908, I have to manually put it all in. I have to do it myself. For the St. Louis Browns, Pelty came in through 8 solid innings. I'm surprised he didn't get it. Gave up 4 runs, of which 2 were earned, 9 hits, had 3 walks, no strikeouts. Bob Bailey came in, or Bill Bailey, 2 hits, 1 earned run, struck out 1, did have a wild pitch. Thielman had a hit 1 batter. That's about it here, and that was pretty much it. St. Louis Hartzell had 3 errors, and St. Louis Browns themselves had 4. That always gets the star, the unfortunate star here. Now this is where it gets interesting. Cleveland's bats. Cleveland had 11 hits, and if you notice on the scoreboard, only 1 went for extra bases. Terry Turner had the lone error. Not to withstand it, he just had 2, 4, 5. He had 1 error, 6 assists, and 1 putout. Had a good game for himself. First base, we got a lot of plays thrown at him. That was Schwab himself with 3 for 5. He had a decent game, 2 RBIs. Nick Clark went 2 for 4 with an RBI and a walk. Struck out 1 time. He got the only strikeout here in the game. Bradley went 2 for 5, scored a run himself. And Thielman came in himself, got a base hit, and got the other RBI for Cleveland. For St. Louis. By the way, Cleveland left 10 runners on base and had 3 double plays of their own. There were 6 double plays in this game, if you can see this. 21 batters were left on base. St. Louis had 17 hits, 1 double, 1 triple. And as Beatles knows, with his historical background that he has for the dead ball era, there wasn't 1 home run. Though, and this is something that I'm hoping Mark or one of those other guys picks up on it, they need to look at this possibly about doing an inside the park job, especially in the dead ball era. I know there may not have been that many, but there's always that chance. For St. Louis, they had 2 stolen bases. Again, 4 errors. Stevens got hit by a pitch. Charlie Jones went 4 for 5. Had 2 RBIs. He'll get player of the game. Stone went 3 for 5. Had one of the stolen bases. Jimmy Williams went 2 for 5. Had 2 RBIs. Roy Hartzell, only bat. Was good for 2 RBIs and a walk. Stevens went 2 for 4, and he got the double and the triple. scored 2 runs himself. Tom Jones with 3 for 5. He could have been beautiful, but he didn't. He went 3 for 5 instead. And again, 8 runs, 17 hits, 4 errors for St. Louis, 5 runs, 11 hits, 1 error for Cleveland. That will take care of this game here. I will post it after I get done. Beatles, this is the game we were doing this morning. Let me bring it up for you. Matty McIntyre got player of the game, 3 for 5, 3 RBIs. Okay. And when you left, it was 2-0, and they were just coming to bat. They put 2 runs in the 5th, 3 runs in the 9th. Matty McIntyre knocked one of them in. Yeah, like I said, 3-5 leadoff hitter, not bad. Ira Thomas scored 2 of the runs, and Charlie O'Leary scored 1 of them. Bill Coughlin had 1, and Schmidt, who came in to pinch hit in the 9th, had 1. Ty Cobb went 1 for 5. Sam Crawford went 2 for 5. Again, it's typical dead ball era hitting. Only 2 doubles out of 12 hits. Not bad. Seaver, the pitcher, had 2 sacrifice hits. Charlie O'Leary had a stolen base, and there were 2 errors by Detroit, and Charlie O'Leary was hit by a pitch. They left 8 runners and had 4 double plays themselves. Chicago could not hold the lead. And they had 2 doubles also. Patsy Doherty had the stolen base. 5 hits, the hitless wonders, as you and I both affectionately know them. They had, despite 9 walks and 2 Detroit errors, they couldn't score. They left 10 runners on base. As we saw, the pitcher got the lone RBIs for the White Sox. Pitching-wise, Seaver went 8 innings, gave up 2 runs, both earned on 5 hits. He gave up 2 doubles. He walked 8 batters and had a wild pitch. White went 8 innings also, gave up 5 runs though, on 10 hits, had 2 doubles, a walk, and struck out 2. We're going to see a lot of this. Low strikeouts. Nick Altrock came in and gave up 2 hits. Detroit Tigers did turn 4 double plays. Matty McIntyre was player of the game. And that's how that game finished up, because I did not finish up a broadcast on it. I came back so disappointed, I just didn't want to do it. So it was a great, great game. Yeah, a lot of them happened. A slugfest of dead ball is not uncommon in the first game of the season for real. And I had to look at this one a second time. On opening day in 1908, that very Chicago-Detroit game, Chicago defeated Detroit 15-8. Detroit had 15 hits, Chicago had 12. Detroit had 6 errors. So again, same thing. Ty Cobb with 3 for 5. He had the lone home run of the game. There were 4 doubles, including Sam Crawford, Ty Cobb, Claude Rossman, and George Mullen, who came in to pinch hit. I did not use them in this game because I didn't need to. Chicago had 3 doubles. Billy Sullivan had 2 of them. Ed Hahn had 1. Patsy Doherty went 2 for 3. Freddie Perront went 2 for 3. And they had sacrifice hits. They had 4 sacrifice hits. So, and Sevier only went 3 2/3 innings. I had him going 8. Ed Willett came in and pitched in relief for Detroit, because he went 4, because Sevier gave up 11 runs. And that really was a blowout game here. That's the only blowout game that's, except for, and I got a National League game that's, you can sort of call it a blowout, but it wasn't. But that's true, Pete. But 15-8, that's legitimate. On April 14th, 1908, you can look it up. I'll close that. Okay. You can look it up. Yes, there is. A lot of boards, as I'm starting to watch and learn and read up on it, yes, they were a lot of characters back then, but there was a lot of connections too. I'm very surprised. There's a huge connection. A lot of ball players back in the dead ball era came from Maine. Very, very surprising. Okay, I will probably post another dead ball game later on this week or next week after Christmas. Yeah, but they still had a lot of good players too. So I'll probably play a 1908 game sometime during the week. I still got, I'll do a 1929. I've still got, I want to play 1961. I haven't played that one in a while. 78, of course. And I may do a 68. If you guys are looking for comic relief, if you're all looking for comic relief, we'll do a girly manly game sometime. Just let me know when you want to do it, and I will play the next game on the schedule. But yeah, we're gonna have a good time with that. We're all gonna tease baseball because you just saw it. These guys played like men. Anyway, I want to thank Al. Thank you, Al, for coming in. I'm looking forward to seeing you on Action PC. I'm looking forward to seeing you play the new games so I can learn from it, because I maybe talked to my wife and let me get it. I told her I was looking for it because I need to be able to play 1903 to 1907. Beatles, looking forward to it again. Can't wait till you get back over here to the U.S. so we can ping on you in Pittsburgh. You have been fun. You've taken a joke very well from this poor other Irish Scotsman over here. It's been a pleasure. Merry Christmas to both of you. If I don't play anything over the rest of the weekend, but I probably will. And I'm waiting for you to come here, Beats. Anybody else that comes on the game, as I always ask, please do give me a thumbs up. And please, constructive criticism is always what's looking for. Thank you very much, and have a very, very good day.